Hi, it's James. Welcome to Cowboy Country. I'm the unofficial mayor of Cowboy Country. This is another prototype of a shirt. I put loyal and true since 1997 because that's when I first moved to Stillwater. So glad you could be here with us tonight. Tonight's video is going to be a piece of cake because, truthfully, yes, I graduated from Oklahoma State. Graduated in 2004. But I really have a lot of respect for Baylor. I have a lot of respect for Coach Aranda. I have a lot of respect for their program. I think they're doing things the right way. And let's just get to it. I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think they're going to be really, really good. And I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think they might go back a bit. Worst case scenario for them is just the same as OU. I don't think Baylor could do worse than 8-4 this year. And that's with like serious injuries and backups having to play. And let me tell you why. My first reason is their offensive line. They were ranked number 7 by Phil Steele. That's not number 7 in the Big 12. That's number 7 overall. All across the country. They've got a top 10 offensive line. And I've said it here before. If you win the battle up front, if you win the battle in the trenches, you can control the clock, you can keep the other team's defense off or offense off the field, and you're going to be able to score. It's just that simple, and they've got a great offensive line. Number 2, their defensive line. Their defensive line is even better. They've got the number 4 ranked off defensive line, and one of the things I don't understand about Phil Steele is he has Ika, who's their nose guard, and 3rd-team defense, All-American, according to Phil Steele. Ika should be number 1. He should be first-team all-defense, because that guy is an absolute beast. 350 pounds, you've got to double. Most teams have to double-team him. Now, Oklahoma State, during the regular season, when their starter was healthy, they were actually able to get away with not having to double team him every time. When they got to the Big 12 championship game, obviously, I'm going to move the camera down a little bit. I apologize. It's just too much cabinet and not enough for me. When they got to the Big 12 championship game, that starter on the offensive line had gotten hurt. They had to put in a backup, and clearly he could not handle Ika by himself. So, as long as Dave Aranda has Ika on his defensive line, they are going to be a handful to deal with. So, and my third reason may surprise you. My third reason is because of their tight ends, Sims and Dabney. I mean, these guys can catch, they can block. One of them is 6'4", 253. The other one is 6'5", 252. These are some big, strong, athletic guys. And the thing about having some good tight ends is, if you're 3rd and 7, and your outside receivers are covered, you got a decent tight end, you can dump it down to him. You're going to get 10 yards. You're going to get the first down, and you're going to keep the ball. You're going to keep moving down the field. That's what I believe a good tight end can do. Look at Kelsey in the NFL. I mean, this guy has made a career out of running down the field 10 yards, turning around, and Mahomes will get him the ball right there and then. Because there's no linebacker in the NFL that can cover it. So, the fact that Baylor's got some good tight ends, that will allow their quarterback to check down. They'll still be able to get a first down, and they'll still be able to keep the drive going. I'm struggling, honestly, to come up with 3 reasons why Baylor is not going to be as good this year. I'm really grasping at straws, to be honest. But I'll give you 3. 1, when you lose someone like a Jerry Bohannon, or is it? It's Gary Bohannon or Jerry Bohannon. I just see, when you watch the game, all you see is their last name on the back of the jersey. Either way, when you have somebody who's got that much starting experience and he transfers to USF, that could hurt you. Somebody may retort and say, but they have Chapin, and he went 23 for 28 in the Big 12 title game for 180 yards, but he didn't get hurt. So they've got to keep Chapin healthy. And let me change this one. Instead of saying the number one reason they might struggle is they lost Bohannon, let's say instead the number one reason is they got to keep their quarterback healthy, because if he goes down, then they'll go into their bench, and they may lose a couple games that they should have won. Number two, I'm looking at their schedule. They got to go at Texas Tech. Remember, that game that they used to do at Jerry World is no longer. So they used to meet in Arlington for their game. That's no longer happening. So they've got to go to Lubbock. That's a tough place to play. They've got to go to West Virginia. And if you remember a couple weeks ago during my predictions, I told you that that was the one game that Baylor was going to lose during the season. They've got to go at OU and at Texas. I'm obviously more concerned about the at OU one than I am the one at Texas, because for some reason the crowd noise, even though there was 100,000 people there, it's not as loud as it is in like Norman or Stillwater. So my third reason is, and like I said, I'm grasping at straws. They only have 6 offensive and 6 defensive starters returning. But if one of your defensive starters, his last name is Ika, and he weighs 350 pounds, they're going to have success on the defensive side of the football. And they're going to, man, it is going to be tough to score against Baylor this year. It really is. I think overall, I think they're a great football team. I respect Dave Aranda so much. I mean, he's not like Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley had some success at OU, and what does he do? He bails and goes to USC. Dave Aranda's sticking around for a long, long time. He realizes the people at Baylor are going to support him. He's got a great stadium. It may not be the biggest stadium in the Big 12, but it's a really cool stadium with the I forgot what they call that, canopy. They've got like a canopy, and not only does it keep the rain off some of the fans, it also keeps some of the noise in. So it may only be 45,000 people, but it sounds much bigger. So they got a great offensive line. They got a great defensive line. This is a really, really good football team, and I think Coach Aranda is going to have some success for a long, long time. I'm looking forward to October 1st, and I say that with a healthy level of respect for the Bears. This is going to be a very difficult game to play. Fortunately, if the Cowboys lose and I go to the game, I can grab some Bush's chicken and try to console myself. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please hit like and subscribe if you're new. We are so close to 100 subscribers. This channel has grown very quickly, and I from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you, the people that have subscribed. You're the ones who make this happen. You're part of Cowboy Country, and I appreciate you. So tomorrow I'm going to Houston. So I'm going to do the Houston video about their stadium, and then Sunday I'll do the preview of Oklahoma State's season. Obviously, I think very highly of Oklahoma State, and I'm going to show you why I think this is the one time I'm going to tell you that Phil Steele has got it wrong about, because he doesn't have Spencer Sanders ranked as high as he should be. I understand the running back situation, because I'm predicting that the number one runner by the end of the year is going to be Ollie Gordon. I get all that, but he underestimates Oklahoma State, and I think he's wrong. And I'm going to tell you why. And we'll post that video on Sunday. So have a great night. And like I said, thank you for watching.